I'm like the cruising news desk at the moment. Let me tell you, there are so many bits of information coming into me and I'm trying to get them to you as quickly as I possibly can. Well, look behind me and you will see familiar cruising going on here and familiar surroundings on board Cunard, because we didn't think it was going to be a possibility this year, but it is, because there is going to be a summer at sea with Cunard. Through July and August and September, from Southampton, there will be various itineraries on the Queen Elizabeth with Cunard. And you'll find them all on our website right now. I'm going to go through a 10-night itinerary in the middle of September for you and give you an amazing, amazing price tag, which includes some onboard spend back to you as well. But if you have missed your Cunard cruising, miss it no longer, because you could be cruising again on Queen Elizabeth from as little as, or from as soon as July, which is really, really amazing. I know people that love their Cunard cruising, that look forward to their Cunard cruising, even the occasion of it, to be honest with you. I feel a bit underdressed for a Cunard show, to be honest. I should have got a little bow tie or something, I think, or a cravat or something. This is going to be your opportunity to get away with Cunard this year. Just need to let you know that for these cruises, we will need to have had both of our COVID jabs, and your second jab must be 7 days or more, obviously, before you sail on your cruise. So just bear that in mind for the dates that you've got yours booked in and everything else. But apart from that, we can absolutely go for this one. It's a no-fly British Isles cruise to and from Southampton, of course, and it is on Queen Elizabeth. Oh my word, to be able to cruise with Cunard again. It makes you tingle, doesn't it? Because you kind of think, Cunard feels like it's the cruise line that belongs to us here in Blighty. Do you know what I mean? The one that belongs to Southampton. You know, everything's in the right place, isn't it? So much to do on board Queen Elizabeth, as you know. They do everything in absolute style, so you can have the best of everything. You can have the whole afternoon tea experience. You can have the whole best bib and tucker of an evening, and just enjoy the sheer luxury of it. But it's very, very relaxed as well during the day. Very, very relaxed. Lots and lots of different activities to do. Lots of different things going on. Of course, they bring celebrity speakers on board. There's fascinating sort of presentations and demonstrations and activities that happen during the day. Of an evening, of course, you've got a choice of an amazing, amazing array of restaurants for you to enjoy as well. It's all about getting back to some kind of normality. And actually, maybe you've never taken a Cunard cruise before. Maybe you were just on the cusp of it when all of this nightmare started, and you're thinking, right, okay, we can now. Let's get it sorted. Or maybe you were working your way towards your first Cunard experience. You know what, Cunard really, and I say this so often, so forgive me repeating myself because I feel like I do that. In 11 years, I feel like I've done that a lot. But Cunard really set the template for cruising, for every cruise line and every cruise ship, and the way they're designed and what they have to offer. But for me, they still stand out distinctively in the market as having something really, really special that feels grand, that feels something where, I don't know, it's just that little taste of Millionaire's Row. Do you know what I mean? For me, it's the experience of simply going. So let's take our 10-night cruise then. Out of Southampton, day at sea, we go to Inverness first in the northeast of Scotland. You can leave the ship on these ports, by the way, as part of an excursion, just to let you know, and I'll explain that in just a moment. We have a day at sea, and then we come around the top of Scotland, and we end up in Liverpool. So you'll have excursion opportunities there, also in Liverpool. Then we'll hop across the Irish Sea even. There was no accent there intended. We end up in Belfast, which is a lovely, lovely warm welcome. I would imagine there'll be an excursion to get you down to the Giant's Causeway as well. Then we nip back across to Scotland to Greenock, which is one of the ports in Glasgow, of course. Then we have a day at sea, and we're in Wales, a port that doesn't see very much cruising action normally. Holyhead in Wales, up there in the north of Wales. Beautiful part of the world, of course. You'll have some lovely scenic sailing on the journeys there as well. Day at sea, and we come back into Southampton. Now, just go back to the ports information. So you will be able to leave the ship when there are ports as part of an excursion. And again, all the cruise lines are doing these for these kind of staycation or summer at sea kind of sailings, so that the cruise line can make sure that you're as safe, as protected when you're actually off the ship as when you're on. Right then, let's get you a price tag then, shall we, for you? I don't know what to expect here, I have to tell you. I'm thinking big numbers because I'm thinking Cunard. It's kind of the pinnacle. It's where we aim for in terms of our cruise, but it's a very different year for cruising this year. So let's have a look. Wowzers. Now, gosh, that's good. Now, that's the middle of September, and that's a 10-night cruise with Cunard. Now, bear in mind, depending on which grade of stateroom or category that you go for, there'll be some onboard spend coming back to you as well. In fact, up to $300 to spend on board, because I've heard a rumour that your upgrades might be rather tempting on this one. So let's have a look, shall we? Oh yeah, look. Yeah, that's not too far at all, is it? Do you know what'll happen? I'll just tell you this for nothing. I'm not on a commission, never have been and never will be. The balconies will sell out first, because remember, the ship is running at reduced capacity already, so that straight away that limits the number of people who have the opportunity to go in the first place. That balcony upgrade it's too good to miss out on, isn't it? And that's just one of the itineraries, by the way. There are others in July and August and September, various lengths of cruise, but this is the 10-nighter. I can see why we've picked this one out on the 14th of September, because you only have to look at that to know that that's going to be a good opportunity. Now, that's going to be amazing. And if you want to have a look on our website, just go to cruisefirst.tv and just search for Queen Elizabeth in the advanced search. You can search the ship, so Queen Elizabeth, drop that down, and then look in July and August and September, and that will show you the different itineraries, because some of them are different lengths. And the only kind of stipulation beforehand, you need to have had both of your COVID vaccinations and your second one at least 7 days before you sail. And I think that's about it, isn't it? Yeah, that's about it. Apart from that, we can go ahead and we can book. Let's go back on board Queen Elizabeth as well, because it feels... Do you know what? It does feel amazing. I've been talking, again, I've been talking now for over a decade to you about cruises on TV, pretty much non-stop all the way through that time. And it's always been my belief, and I still hold that belief, that Cunard is where you kind of want to be. It still feels like it has that luxurious edge. It still feels it has that special heritage behind it. Do you know what I mean? It's a cruise line that has been around for a long, long time, that set the template for every other cruise ship and cruise line there is in the world right now. Cunard were, of course, you know, they were the first doing those famous transatlantics to and from New York. And we'll be back to those times before we know it, I'm absolutely sure. But I think there's something quite nice about what feels like the occasion of cruising around the British Isles on something like Queen Elizabeth, especially if you take that opportunity of, you know, of going up in the world, of going to that balcony, of going to that ocean view. Just that daily feeling of being nice and relaxed during the day, and then of an evening, yes, dressing up, yes, rising to the occasion, yes, enjoying all of the finery, because you know what, we've missed out on so much in the last year or so or whatever, and you know, we can't get that back, but we can make up for it now. And we can look forward and we can say, yeah, better times, definitely. Better times, better holidays as well. Get yourself on the phone lines and speak to our team. Do it as quick as you can, 0800 953 4700.